Greetings, audience. Let me start off by saying that I don't agree with this timeline. My big point. I'm making this video to show how Nintendo's timeline could work. The triple split is weird. I don't know a single person who doesn't agree with that. I'm a splittist. This triple split was, in my opinion, a development made probably to throw maybe a lot of us off, just for Hyrule Historia. So, this isn't my timeline, it's Nintendo's timeline. Let's just start with a read-through. The unified timeline goes with Skyward Sword, the Minish Cap, Four Swords, and Ocarina of Time, where everything goes crazy. The downside timeline has A Link to the Past, then the Oracle games, Link's Awakening, and the two NES Zeldas. The child timeline has Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and Four Swords Adventures, with the adult timeline having The Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks. Okay, let's take this one step at a time. Skyward Sword is agreed to be the earliest point in the timeline, so no complaints there, really. It just makes sense. The Master Sword's created there. There's no Hylians in Hyrule, and just there's a Goron, but nothing really that's there, like in later games like Ocarina of Time, so that's why I went first. If you don't think it goes first, I would replay it just to solidify your opinion. Maybe change it. So the Four Sword Trilogy is one of the hardest segments to place in this timeline for the reason that it could go so many places. The way Nintendo put it works. I can't find anything against it, but if you do, leave me a comment. I'd love to read it. In Four Swords Adventures, there is a quote from Princess Zelda that says that Ganondorf is the king of evil reborn. So, with Four Swords Adventures, you would need it to be evil to be reborn, so that's why I think it would come later. Ocarina of Time, where everything goes crazy. Every splittist would agree that the timeline where Link and Zelda defeat Ganon is the adult timeline, and where Link returns to is the child timeline. Now, the third split. Relying on the translation of Glitterberry, it says that the Dark World is formed in the Sacred Realm, and Ganondorf turns into the Demon King Ganon. The third split says the hero's defeated. Now here's where my theory kicks in. Every video I have seen about this third split has ridiculed this timeline because Link does not die in Ocarina of Time. My response, he doesn't die! The timeline doesn't say he dies. It says he's defeated. People are jumping to conclusions, in my opinion, because it just doesn't say that in the timeline. One of the definitions of defeat is failure to win. In this timeline, Link does not defeat Ganondorf. Now you may be asking, if he doesn't die, he doesn't beat Ganondorf, what is he doing? Well, think about it this way. Link pulls out the Master Sword and is sealed away for 7 years. And when he's sent back by Zelda, he returns to a past where everything has changed. He has the Triforce of Courage. He has the memories of his battles, and he goes and before Ganondorf can make an assault on Hyrule Castle. So, but what about the timeline where he pulls the Master Sword? With this new past, Link returns to the new past. The original past where Ganondorf makes his assault and Link pulls out the Master Sword is never revisited once Link visits that new past. That, in my opinion, is the downfall timeline, where Ganondorf completes his assault, but Link, maybe something different happens, which I'll talk about in a minute, but Link doesn't stop him. Okay, so what if, like, there was some alterations? It's time. Anything could happen. So, taking some quotes from A Link to the Past, it says, "One day, evil power began to flow from the Golden Land," end quote. Ganondorf going to the Sacred Realm and changing it to the Dark World. Going back to The Link to the Past, "The king ordered 7 wise men to seal the gate of the land of golden power," end quote. Now, this may still be the sages from Ocarina of Time to explain the village names in the Adventure of Link, or maybe 7 wise men of a sage just named after memorable members of the tribes of the time. Now we need Demon King Ganon. So, when he goes into the Sacred Realm and gains Triforce of Power, he may have turned into a beast just by touching it. Just time could have altered. Okay, so A Link to the Past. It's understandable to go first due to him not being like sent back in time or anything. In A Link to the Past intro, you can see Link on a raft. And where do you get this raft? The Oracle games. The order doesn't matter. He gets the raft no matter which is played, as long as they are linked for the true ending. The reason I like these games, you can play them in either order. I love that about these games. So, Ganondorf is partly reborn, I guess. It says that in the game, so blah. Then, Link's Awakening has ever since its release been considered a sequel to A Link to the Past. Hopefully for this video, that is sufficient. I'll go into the more detail when I make my own timeline. So, Link awakens the Windfish and Hyrule enters peace. So, the original Legend of Zelda. This would follow Link's Awakening because there's no new hero, and so, sort of like Link's Awakening was always considered to be after A Link to the Past, Zelda and Zelda 2 have always been considered after A Link to the Past because it's on the back of Link to the Past it said that it's the predecessors for the Link and Zelda. So, that explains that. So, it makes sense they do in the same timeline. So, then Link goes on another adventures. Yippee for him! Maybe. It's an adventure, so anything. It's your opinion. So, Link prevents the revival of Ganon, and that concludes the downfall timeline, the hard part of this video. So, the child timeline. So, Link returns to the past after defeating Ganon. Now, it does matter that he has the Triforce of Courage at this point. It served to prove that he's telling the truth because it's a sacred Hyrulean symbol, and Ganondorf has to have it for the flashback of Twilight Princess where he has it. And this is the fragment from the past, so the fragment of the future still exists in the future timeline for the Wind Waker Link to gain in the adult timeline. So the first game in the child timeline, Majora's Mask. Most people would agree, at least in my opinion, that most people agree. It's my mind, so what I say is go. So, it's pretty much a direct sequel. The Links look very similar, maybe just a little more build on Link, and Link has the Kokiri sword. So after that, Link probably dies in the Lost Woods and becomes the trainer that trains him in Twilight Princess. But I think Hyrule Historia will confirm that, but it comes out for another week, so who knows until then. So, Twilight Princess, as I stated before, after Ocarina of Time, Link has the Triforce of Courage. This would mean that Zelda has the Triforce of Wisdom, and Ganondorf has the Triforce of Power. This doesn't mean they know it, for Link had the Triforce of Courage for the whole adult half of the Ocarina of Time, but didn't know it for part of it. So Ganondorf uses the Triforce of Power, kills the Sage of Water, and the events of Twilight Princess happen later. So Ganondorf is killed in the end of Twilight Princess, and everything is going great in the Kingdom of Hyrule. Everybody's celebrating until Ganondorf is reborn again in the Gerudo tribe and rebels. This would be Four Swords Adventures. This game must come after an encounter with Ganon in the child timeline because it's in the child timeline. So, and this requirement is fulfilled by Twilight Princess. This game would have gone into the third split in my opinion, but there's so many games there, they wanted to balance it out. So the adult timeline, pretty straightforward. Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks are usually considered together because the story of Wind Waker is told in Phantom Hourglass and the descendants of those are found in Spirit Tracks. So, that's my video. Just wanted to get my voice out there, telling how Nintendo's timeline isn't necessarily wrong, it's glitchy, but I think it could work. Yeah, I would prefer like a double split or even a linear timeline over a triple split. But I just wanted to say, because I haven't seen a video like this saying that Nintendo's right. So I just thought I could put my 2 cents out there. So leave a comment explaining what you thought. Laters.